Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, honorable judges, respected teachers, and my fellow friends. How are you today? I hope you guys stay strong and healthy. My name is Kinanti Oktaviana Afidza, and I'm a student from 77 Senior High School, Jakarta. Let me begin my speech with one question. If Jakarta could speak, what would it ask to us? Would it ask to us to remember its history, its challenges, or perhaps simply ask, what will you do with my future? Ladies and gentlemen, Jakarta is now 499 years old and only 1 year away, reaching 500 years. 5 centuries is not just a number. It's a long journey filled with history, challenges, and achievements. But as Jakarta approaches this important milestone, we should not only look at how far it has come. We should ask, what can we learn from its journey? And how can the knowledge help us build its future? And this is where reading becomes important. Reading is not simply an activity. It's a way to understand. Through reading, we can discover Jakarta's histories, understand its present, and imagine its future. When we read about Jakarta histories, we can learn from the decisions of the past. When we read about different opinions, we can learn to look at one issue from many different perspectives. And when we read the news, we can see the problem our city faces today. Reading teaches us not only what to think, but how to think. A young person's reading can gain something knowledge, but a young person who understands what they read can gain something more. The ability to question, imagine, and to find the solution. And perhaps one idea born from today can become a solution for Jakarta tomorrow. But reading should not end when we close the book. What we read should change the way we see the world, and what we understand should change the way we act. Imagine a student reading about pollution and start to environmental project. Or imagine a student reading about education and start helping children who have fewer opportunities to learn. It may begin with one sentence or one page of information, but reading becomes knowledge. Knowledge becomes ideas, and ideas, real change can begin. But we may be young, but we should not underestimate what a generation can do when it chooses to learn. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to see the world. I believe reading is one of the doors that education. It helps us become more aware, more critical, and more aware of people around us. And that's why every child is a winner. Remember, every child is a winner. Not because everyone must be number one, but because every child has a mind to learn and has a potential to make difference. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot rewrite the first of 500 years of Jakarta, but we can help to write its future. And perhaps that chapter can begin with something as simple as opening a book. Let us read not only to pass an exam, but to gain knowledge. Let us read not only to gain something, ability to have a knowledge, but to develop ideas and let those ideas to take action, because Jakarta built by not those who have powers, but by those who have education and knowledge. Jakarta 500 years is not the end of the story, but is new chapter that we, a young generation, can help to write it. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.